everyone, so today we're going to do a quick review of the Dyson Airwrap, and before we get started I just wanted to let you all know that I have no disclaimers. This product was actually a gift from my husband for my birthday, and I'm really just doing the video because I was very undecided whether I was going to purchase this product just because of the price range, and I was really confused about whether this was going to be the best product for me. So I just wanted to make a video to share my experience using the Dyson Airwrap so that any undecided persons can maybe, have some incentive about whether or not this product is better for them. Okay, so we're gonna get started with what it looks like when you take it out of the box. So it comes in this wonderful leather tan case, and I like the design of this case because you can keep everything inside this case, and it's sturdy. It's a little bit heavy, so it's probably going to be a little bit difficult to travel with it, but it's great if you're relocating or you move around a lot. This is a great way to make sure that you never leave an attachment behind and you always have your Dyson's Airwrap with you. So the case actually has a very cute clasp. It's obviously made of a magnet, so it's super easy to open, no confusion. And let's get inside. Okay, so of course it usually comes with all of the booklets to help you get started. It also comes with a nice QR code that you can just scan. It has direct links to videos on how to use each one of the products. So the first thing that you'll see in your box is actually the Dyson No Slip Mat, which is really great. It allows you to put your warm attachments on this so they can cool down. Also helps you before, if you're an organized person like with a little bit of OCD like me, I like to put all of my attachments out first before I get started, just so that I'm not like rummaging through the case looking for, maybe a curler or something. So this is a really good product, and again, it's no slip, so you don't have to worry about anything falling off of your table. And it's of course the same material. It's quite flexible, and it's just really a really nice piece to have. Okay, so when you open your box, this is what it should look like. Depending, of course, on the set that you get, you might have a few more attachments than I do in my box right now, but the things that I see in my box are, of course, the things that I would use more often. So depending on what product you have, your box might look a little bit different. Okay, so as you can see, the inside is actually this velvet material that's covering a hard plastic base, and it just really makes sure that the case is secured. It's basically anti-shock, so if you drop this, your products are still going to be protected, which is great. And as you can see, each one of our products has a different part of our case, so all of our attachments on one side and our main Airwrap on the side here, which is good because it has such a long cable. It really does take up this entire part. So I do like how this is. If you can look into the box, I don't know if my lighting is great, but they also have these cardboard bits that help to keep everything compartmentalized. So if you have a kit like mine and you're thinking about getting other attachments later on, if you take this out, it creates a little bit more space so that maybe you can add some other new attachments. See, now I have a little bit more space inside of my box if I wanted to get another piece of this product, which is great. Okay, so the first part that I'm gonna look at today is, I'm gonna start with my attachments. I'm just gonna put them all out there for you guys to see. So this is the pre-dryer part attachment for the Dyson. It's a really sleek design. I do love the color, of course, it's my favorite, but I do love this design because when I put it on later, I'll explain, but basically this is the back this is the front where all of your air comes out to dry your hair, but on the back, you know how usually you just have like a sucking effect? This one is not like that. The back of this actually blows air outwards, which is great. So the next things in our box are the curlers. This is a 1.6 inch, which is for those huge voluminous curls. And there are two because each one is for a different side of your hair. So as you can see, there are arrows on each one of them that basically tells you the direction of the airflow. So this here is actually metal. And it's very sleek design. It's so smooth. There's like no, it's just really smooth when you touch it. And this is where you'll put it into the Airwrap. So these parts on the top will help you to remove it when you're done, so that you don't burn yourself, because this will definitely get hot like a normal curling iron. Maybe not the same heat as a normal curling iron, but it will definitely be warm if you're using heat in your style. Okay. And these are the smaller versions of the curlers, and these are also a pair based on the side of your hair, which is really great because it defines the curls for each side. The design is very similar to the other one, except that this has like a little bit of a notch here, and that's just because you know, if you're going to do a smaller curls, you need it to be a little bit tighter, so you need a little bit more air. So that's this product. So we're gonna go and put these on our no slip mat. And the last thing in my box, which might vary, you might have a few more, is the sleek brush. So this is a really great product if you have frizzy hair, or if after you dry your hair you have a lot of like small pieces frizzed out. This is really great to comb through. It helps to detangle as well if you have you know, very curly hair. This is great. And what happens is the bristles actually move as you're doing your styling, so that's really great. It definitely helps to even out that smooth finish and keeps your hair super like detangled and silky, basically. I love this design because it just looks like a brush, and when we plug them all in, you'll see how it fits into the Airwrap. And the last thing in my box is the Dyson Airwrap. So this is basically looking like a wand. So the last thing in my kit is the Dyson Airwrap. I like to call it the wand just because of what it looks like. So it's very sleek design, as you can see. It's cylindrical, and it's a little long than a normal hair dryer or curling iron would be. So you need to take that into account if you're a tiny person like I am. But this is just a wonderful design. I really love it. The bottom of it is actually the filter. So of course, you know, Dyson is all about getting that great type of air. So the air that you'll get after it goes through this filter system is the Coanda air, which helps to keep your style. And it's obviously much better for your hair. And so on the front of it, we see these three different buttons. So the first one is basically power. The second button has a little fan on it because this controls the amount of air that you want in your style. So again, just three little buttons. You can go up and down to determine how much air you would like. And the last button will basically control the heat for your style. So you can see a blue one because this definitely gives you a cooling effect. So it's really great when you're doing those curls to help set that curl, and as it cools down, it holds form. So that's a really great option that you will not have with a regular curler, a curling iron actually, or wand. So this is really great because it helps you to set everything when you're done. So this is what the front of it looks like. So at the back, there is another little button here, and this is to help you put your attachments in. So of course, when you put your attachments in, you don't want them to fall out, so it has a little lock feature to make sure that they're in there and they're not gonna fall out while you're styling, because that would just be a tragedy. And so this is what the normal ear part of the dryer looks like any other, but when we put all the attachments in, it's gonna definitely make this a lot longer, so you need to take that into account. So the cord is actually 6 feet, which is awesome, and it comes with this adapter. So the adapter is really great if you have problems with electricity, if you keep shorting out your stuff like I generally do, because I have like my air dryer plugged in and then I have like my curling iron. So this is really great that it has this. Hopefully it doesn't trip any of your circuits. And this of course is the plug. So the plug of course comes with the regular 2 buttons, your test and your reset button, just to help you make sure that your product is working correctly and has good electricity. Okay, so next I'm gonna plug each one of the attachments into the wand and just give you an idea of how to use them and what I think about each one of the attachments as we go through. Alright, so I'm gonna work with the pre-styling first, just so you can have an idea of how the hair dryer looks. So to plug it in, you basically just pull down on the little button there, slide it in. Sometimes you need to make sure that the grooves are all in the right place, but generally just falls in real quickly and really easy. Then it just automatically goes into lock, but you can always like check if you want to make sure that it's in correctly. And then I'm gonna just set how much air I want, because I have longer hair, so I'm just gonna put on high air and high heat, just to give you an idea of what it would sound like and just a little bit of some tips about it. Okay, so if you can still hear me, what it does is you can see the way that it's pushing all of the air towards my hair. And on the other end of it, there's just nothing. Even if I were to put my hair on the back, it would not get sucked in, which is quite different from other dryers in that it would definitely get sucked in. I like this because I can just move it around to get all the way to the back of my hair without having to worry about, anything getting sucked in. It's a little bit longer than I want it to be, because for me it's just a lot, it's really long, but it's not heavy or it's not cumbersome to use, so that's still not really a con. Also, this would take a really long time to actually dry my hair. But the good thing is that I'm only using it as a preset. If you're going to try to use this to dry all of your hair and you have long hair, it's definitely going to take you longer than using your regular ionic blow dryer. So the next attachment that I'm going to work on is the curlers, because this is really the main thing that most people want this product for, the styling aspect. So as you can see, there's a direction on the arrows to let you know where you need to, where the airflow is. It gets really confusing using this attachment because there are 2 attachments for each side of your hair, and if you're looking at the arrow, like I look at it right now and it looks as if it's going to go, the air's going in that direction, so I kind of think that I need to put my hair in that direction, but that's really not what it is. You actually need to take a look at the mirror when you're doing this, because the reflection of the arrow is actually the direction that you need to put your hair in. So that gets very confusing. It takes a few minutes just to like orient yourself, and maybe it takes quite a few tries until you get this perfect, but it's just one of the things that is a little bit confusing at the beginning for anybody. So this is how my hair is after I did some of the drying with the pre-styler. So now I'm going to go ahead and use the different curling attachments just to give you an idea of how it would look. Okay. Alright, so I plugged mine in. I'm going to use high heat and high wind. Sometimes you need to give your hair a little minute to get in the wrap. And you need to help it along if you have long hair like I do. Yep, and you get that nice tight curl. Okay, so I'm gonna just show you guys how to use the curler. This is the 1.6 inch. So this is the larger of the two. And just to get an idea of the direction, as I mentioned, it's the reverse of the arrow that you see. That's how you put your hair in. So I'm just gonna use high heat and high air to give you an idea of how I use this curler. Okay, I'm just going to use a little bit of hair because my hair is long. I just want you to have a really good idea of what the curl would look like when you do it. Sometimes for me, because my hair is so long, it takes a minute to get in the air wrap and get sucked in, so I kind of just help it along all the little pieces with my hand. The only thing I notice is that while I'm doing this, one of the things I don't like is that the air is actually drying all the rest of my hair, so it's not as damp when I get to the rest of my hair as I want it to be to get the desired effect. So that's another thing. Plus it also frizzes up the new growth of your hair, so like the small tiny hairs on your head, they kind of are left standing at the end of this. But when you brush this out for your final look, it kind of just goes away. But just so you know, that's one of the things that happens when you use the air dryer. Just because it's completely different technology. I sometimes need to check to make sure like it's cold enough for my curl. The good thing is that you can definitely use the cool part just to cool that curl down before you release, just so you get a nice tight curl. Yep. Alright. So this is what the curl would look like if you use the bigger attachment for the curler. Nice tight curl. So I just used the smaller curler just so you have an idea of what the small curl would look like. Alright, so this is what the smaller curl would look like, and this is what the bigger curl would look like. Okay, so this is my hair all curled using the two attachments for the curler. As you can see, it's super voluminous and it's a little bit frizzy right now, but that's just one of the cons that I have about the product. It's that as your hair dries, and it wraps the rest of your hair while you're going through the back to the front. What happens is that because it's air, it just kind of fizzes out a little bit, but I'm pretty sure you can just like use your fingers and smooth that out. It's super soft, and all of the curls are just perfect. I used the larger curler for this, and the curls are pretty tight. And if you want them to be a little bit more loose, you can just do a quick comb through, but look at the volume. I don't think you can get volume like this with any other product. And my hair is super soft and silky and just really, really bouncy. So would I really get this product? I definitely would. I'm super excited to have it. It's a really great product. You know, the handle is a bit long for me, so it was a little bit difficult for me to maneuver the back of my hair, but it could just spin me. But, you know, this is a really great, easy way to do your hair. It's definitely a bit pricey, but, you know, it's worth it. It's definitely worth the look. I would definitely recommend this product if you if you want to make sure that you have your hair is not damaged every day from this. And the thing is, it feels so soft and so silky, and you get that really gorgeous hair, you know, like Victoria's Secret models would have, without having to go to the salon, which is great. And you can do this every day. I noticed that when I slept with my hair, even though I didn't like use any hairspray or anything, it actually kept this form, and it was super silky and just really, really good.